What's up, guys? Welcome back to OG Sports TV and welcome back to another episode of Real Talk. We just had Championship Sunday in the NFL, and I got a lot of things wrong, but we're going to talk about it. Like if you'd like, subscribe if you're new. Let's get right into it. All right, we're going to start with the Bills and the Chiefs. This was the night game, and the reason I'm going to start with this one is because I have a lot to say about the Packers and their game against the Buccaneers. So I'm going to spend most of this video ranting about the Packers. So I'm going to start off with the Bills and Chiefs game. There's not a lot to say here. The Bills came in there. They were really hot. It felt like everything was going for them, and that stopped. That stopped as soon as their plane hit the ground in Kansas City. The Chiefs really played a perfect game. I feel like you go back and watch the game. The Chiefs were the best version of themselves. They came out there, and even though they essentially spotted Buffalo 9 points with the early turnover on special teams, like they just came in there and they've been down before. You remember the playoffs last year against the Texans and the Titans. They've been down before, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The Chiefs might be the best coached team in the NFL, and all of their apparent weaknesses from the regular season that I highlighted in the last video were nowhere to be found. They were solid on defense. They were solid in the red zone, and Josh Allen really wasn't comfortable the entire game. Even though when they were up 9-0, you really didn't feel like the Bills were in it. They were chasing the entire time. Josh Allen was never comfortable. Steve Spagnuolo, the Chiefs defensive coordinator, had a hell of a day. And something to touch on is Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. They're just world class. They're just absolutely world class. They're a mismatch for anyone, and that's something to think about in the Super Bowl against the Buccaneers. But again, that's a topic for a later video. And something I want to mention about the Chiefs. The Chiefs might be the best team in terms of chemistry in the league. Like Miko Hardman had the early fumble on special teams that gave the Bills a touchdown early in the game. And you think that with the way that the Bills are going, that they were going to take that opportunity because things just, when you have that magic, things just go for you. When I was watching that, I was like, man, like, here we go again. But there's a clip that came out on Twitter of Miko Hardman on the sidelines after the fumble. He was obviously upset with himself. And Mahomes and Kelce and the offensive line, everyone would come over there and say, hey, you're good. We got you, man. We got you. And they came out and they gave Hardman more chances. He ended up scoring a touchdown. And you have to think that just I don't know if anyone can stop them. But we're getting to that more next week. The Chiefs win this game 38-24. The Bills never looked comfortable. They never really looked like they had a chance. Mahomes didn't look hurt. And with 2 weeks to go until the Super Bowl, even more time for him to get healthy, more time for Andy Reid and the coaching staff to develop a game plan. It's going to be tough. And they should be the favorites, even though the Super Bowl is in Tampa. Tampa will be playing a home game. The Chiefs should be the favorites. All right. Let's talk about it. The Buccaneers and the Packers. The Buccaneers win this game in Green Bay, 31-26. Now, I mentioned in the last video that every time so far in this playoffs, I've picked against the Buccaneers, and every time they've won the game, and it happened again. I don't know how it happened, but it happened again. The Bucs won this game the same way that they've won every game this year against good teams. Their defense came clutch. It created turnovers in timely situations, and they didn't ask Tom Brady to do too much. That's how they've been winning these games, and it's so simple. But sometimes simplicity is the best way to go about things. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And listen, the headline after this game is going to be that the Packers down 8 points in the red on 4th and goal, kick a field goal with 2:08, I think it was, left on the clock. And they give the ball back to Tom Brady, down by 5. And the argument is they should have went for it. Score a touchdown. Don't give the ball back to Tom Brady. You won't get it back. Which, of course, that's absolutely true. They shouldn't have kicked the field goal. They should have went for it on 4th down because those 3 points don't matter because you still need a touchdown, and Tom Brady, you're not getting the ball back from Tom Brady. But all the media outlets are going to talk about that. Everybody's going to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. What I want to talk about is The Packers defense creates 3 second half interceptions on Tom Brady. 3. And the Packers offense comes out and scores 6 points off of those turnovers. 3 interceptions in the second half, 2 in the fourth quarter. 6 points off of those turnovers. Tom Brady hadn't thrown an interception in the playoffs until then. He was perfect. And then he gift wraps you 3 interceptions in the second half, 2 in the fourth quarter. And you score 6 points off them? The Packers offense was one of the best in the league. Aaron Rodgers, MVP candidate, 48 touchdowns, 5 picks. And they don't score more than 6 points off 3 picks? Jair Alexander, shout out to him. 2 picks in a row in the fourth quarter. And the Packers don't do anything with them. It's unbelievable and it's inexcusable. That's why they lose this game. It was here for them. They take it and they go to the Super Bowl and they play against Mahomes. It's going to be this freaking State Farm Bowl with him and Mahomes. It's going to be perfect. And then, but they just come out there and they choke, essentially, for lack of a better term. It doesn't make any sense. How did Matt LaFleur explain it? Aaron Rodgers, explain it, please. Like, yeah, everybody's going to talk about how you guys kicked a field goal with 2:08 to go on 4th and goal. But you're not even in these situations if you score even one more touchdown off those 3 picks. If it's 12 points instead of 6, you win the game. But you give it back to Tom Brady. You let him off the hook. 3 second half interceptions. And you let him off the hook.
But they are who we thought they were.
It's unbelievable and it's inexcusable. I can't get over it. I can't get over it. Another thing to talk about in this game was the late pass interference call to steal the game. It was weird. There was some tugging on the jersey on Tyler Johnson, and then he clearly dives. The flag came in very late, and that's frustrating because if you were watching the game, you know that they were letting them play. Like they weren't throwing very many flags all game, and then you throw that at the very end of the game. Like you can't have both. You pick one. Either you're throwing flags all game or you're letting them play. You can't have both. You must pick one. So that's very frustrating. I don't know. I can't believe the Packers just let them off the hook. Shout out to the Buccaneers. They played a very good game. The Buccaneers defense really showed out. They created turnovers and really clutch and influential situations. They created a interception. Sean Murphy Bunting. Excuse me. I don't know how he creates that interception, but he does right before halftime. And then they have the killing Hail Mary to Scotty Miller right before half. And also Aaron Jones fumbled twice. He got really lucky the first time that Robert Tonyan fell on it, but the second time directly led to another touchdown right in the beginning of the third quarter. And that's a 14-point swing right around halftime. That's really hard to come back from, and the Packers could have done it. But they blew it. So, to recap, Packers offense can't take advantage when they're handed just golden opportunities. The Bucs defense was clutch in good situations. Tom Brady made mistakes, but in the end, it was good enough. And the Bucs go to the Super Bowl, 31-26. I don't want to talk about it anymore. For this one, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my rant. Bucs, Chiefs, comment down below who you think wins the Super Bowl. Like if you liked, subscribe if you're new. Shout out to all my OGs out there. Remember, be kind to someone today. Until next time.